Greetings to all of you, man. It is really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's an honor, as usual, to be greeting you and always bring this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing to look inwardly to discover that real identity is your divinity. And that is why I want to speak to you concerning why everyone in this world need to have a Know Jesus Bible. And let me say, not just because I actually have a Know Jesus Bible here called the 66 Books of Magic, the Overcomer's Bible. Not just because I would have omitted Jesus out of this Bible and leave a blank space for you to write your name next to the Christ. Why I am saying this. I'm going to show you why everyone needs to have a Know Jesus Bible in their possession. Now, since I know myself as a child growing up, and I would have heard of Jesus, I've always seen the portrait of this Jesus to be a man that doesn't look like me. Yet I've been told that God is a spirit, and they that worship God must worship God in spirit and in truth. And I've also been told that a spirit has no form and that God is invisible. Many religious people also say to you that God has no color, God has no complexion. Therefore, everyone to be able to see God in their image and likeness, because we are told that we were made in the image and likeness of God. Therefore, when I go in the mirror, I'm supposed to see the image and likeness of God. When a white man goes into the mirror, he's supposed to see the image and likeness of God. When an Indian man, a Chinese man, whoever you are, you're supposed to be seeing the image and likeness of God. Now, if you do a survey in my country and ask especially the children, what complexion is God or Jesus, they're going to tell you he's white. And even all of the religious people, they're going to tell you that they believe in Jesus. But many wouldn't want to deal with the complexion of Jesus. Because what happened is that religion been taught to you to act a certain way, so you'll be a hypocrite. And so many people are lying to themselves. Many people are saying that color doesn't matter. Now, if color doesn't matter, then why they are giving us Jesus with a certain color? Yet we are told that he died for the sins of the world. Yet they also tells you that Jesus has a specific people in the world who are his people, and they're called Jews. And that he even said to a woman, shall I take the children's bread and give it to dog? No. My brother and my sisters, is either there's such a one that existed, as we are told before, or it is not true. Now let us just look into it for a little bit. They told you that Jesus, born into this world from down below, and he been expressed into this world as a son, as in a S-O-N. Now common sense will teach you that no S-O-N could ever live or exist unless there first be the S-U-N. Now those who will tell you that the S-O-N creates the S-U-N, that doesn't make sense, because for example, if the sun refuses to rise and give its light, everyone on this planet would die. And there's no one can call on any S-O-N to save them. No one can call on any Jesus or any God to save them. Because all of existence on this planet is taking place right now because there's sunlight. So without the sun, as in the SUN, there's no life and there's no light. Therefore, this book that I'm holding here is the sun book, as in the SUN book. But they want you to believe that is the SON book, the Son of God. So they teach you to believe in a Son of God born from a woman. When no woman can exist unless there first be the sun, the light, the energy. Everything comes from the sun. So my brothers and my sisters, when you have a Bible without Jesus and you can put your name, your identity next to the Christ, with the belief that the Christ is an experience and you will have that experience, knowing that the name of God is I am, and you can never say I am and not referring to yourself. That when you say I am the way, the truth and the life, you're speaking about yourself. When you say I am the resurrection, you're speaking of yourself. When you say I am the door, you're speaking of yourself. You're the Lord and Master of your own destiny. You're the one who's creating your reality. Because it is your own thoughts that is creating your personality. It is your own thought that is creating your reality. Because every action is the expression of a thought. And every word I speak to you, it is a thought being expressed. So a word is a thought being expressed. And then those who are teaching you the Bible, and teaching you the Bible as literal and as secular history, they fail to realize that the Bible had to first be imagined. It had to first be a thought. No man can write a book and it wasn't first a thought. It wasn't first mental, it wasn't first psychological. Therefore, my brother and my sisters, as I always teach you, the sun, as in the SUN, parallels the human imagination. And the human imagination parallels the sun. Without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. So we are seeing God expressed in Himself within us and above us and even beneath us. And that's how we're connected. That's how we are grounded. So my brothers and my sisters, you have a right to hold to the Bible as your spiritual autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically. So everyone have a right to have their picture or their image as the image of the Christ, the only begotten Son. Because every one of us were chosen out of millions and millions of sperm. So we are the chosen ones. We're the one who received the cosmic light and have the expression of life on this planet. And you cannot go beyond life. There's nothing that is higher or greater than life itself. And that's why life cannot die. It can only be transmuted. Because it's all energy. Everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. And energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. So we are all eternal. We are spirit having a human experience. We are all God in flesh. So when the Bible says that any man who denies that Christ is coming in the flesh is antichrist. Whenever you deny yourself, which is your Christ self, your higher self, and you have self-doubt and self-condemnation, then you are the one who are going against your own self. That is why it means to have the Antichrist spirit. To have a spirit of doubt and fear and unbelief, whereby you do not believe in yourself. Because to believe in God is to believe in yourself. And to believe in yourself is to believe in God. To accept yourself is to accept God. To accept God is to accept yourself. That's why my brother and my sisters, many times when you hear preachers say that the Lord tell me, or God spoke to me, ask them, when they talk about God speak to me, or the Lord speak to me, what are they talking? Who are they talking about? They talking about their intuition. They talk about their own mind talk to them. And many people sit in church and they listen to these people speak all of these foolishness and they never question them. So my brother, my sisters, you see the reason why everyone needs to have a No Jesus Bible. So you can identify yourself with the one and true living God, which is the higher self. And that is why in this digital age we are living, the opportunity has arisen for everyone to grab hold of a Bible that is different from what the system would have given to them. Many people change the Bible to many different writings and different breakdowns and simplified versions, but they never remove the idol, which is Jesus. They never remove that slave master that they use to control the minds of the people. And I'm saying to you, when you choose to have a Bible without Jesus, you're taking back your power. You're taking control of your mind and you're holding yourself responsible for your thoughts, your actions. And it is your right. Because the greatest power that you can possess and in this world is your mind. And because no one can have a thought for you. No one in this world can have a thought for you, but it can influence how you think. That is why, my brother and my sisters, I will always say to you, that when you come to realize that the Bible just is the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, that the Bible is not literal and it is secular history, then you will realize that the greatest lie that has been ever told to humanity is the virgin birth story of the Virgin Mary and Jesus. Is the biggest lie ever fed to humanity. So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, I just want to say, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying is making sense to you, really resonating with you. If you haven't subscribed already, I encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. But before I leave you, I just want to remind you that this message I bring to you, that it is the single eye, yes, the single eye message of self-realization. With Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. My brother and my sisters, hadn't it been that light has awakened within me when I awake from the dream of life and that single eye opened in me, and I have the experience of the new birth, the born again experience, where I would have felt that great and mighty shaking, and I would have heard the unholy wind, and I ascended like a fiery beam and burst my crown chakra and came out of my skull like when a woman gave birth to a child, and there I became invisible and experienced the new birth, the real virgin birth, the resurrection. I wouldn't have been here bringing this message to you. And always saying to you, do not let anyone deceive you by making you believe that the eye above the pyramid and the US dollar is an evil symbol. No, it is a symbol of the all-seeing eye of God in you, which is your imagination. For you will have an awakened imagination, come to realize that an eye represents the eye of the prophets, the eye of the mystics, the seers, those who will go beyond humanity and come into their divinity, those who will be initiated into the mysteries, those who will precede you in the awakening. That's the reason why my brother and my sister, I want to put my hand right above my crown chakra, saying to you that when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun, as in the S-U-N, paralyzes the human imagination, and the human imagination paralyzes the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light, and without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And you're told in Psalm 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you, and the sun has never withhold its power from you, for the sun is what powers all of humanity and gives all of humanity its energy. That is why you are also told in Malachi chapter 4 verses 2 that the sun, as in the S-U-N, of righteousness shall arise in you, with healing in his wings. That's the reason why, my brother and my sister, I'm bringing healing to all of humanity and encouraging each and everyone to use your mind power, which is your sun power, your solar power, your God power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, out.